Hey, sound in Tarkov is broken, inconsistent, unreliable, and sometimes straight up wrong. And yet it's still one of the biggest advantages you can give yourself in a raid. So this video isn't about fixing Tarkov audio or the best headsets. It's about how I personally deal with it, what works for me, and how you can use that as a baseline if you want to play the game in a similar way. There are creators out there who've done extremely in-depth testing on hearing distance, sound profiles, frequency ranges, all of that. I've learned a lot from those videos. This video is not that. This is the practical version, how it feels in raids, how I build my loadouts around sound, and why I almost never play without a headset. Headsets in Tarkov don't just make things louder, they reshape the sound. They boost certain frequencies, suppress others, and change how clearly footsteps stand out from the ambient noise. Some sound sharper, some sound flatter, some make everything feel close, others give more range but less detail. None of them are objectively perfect. They are filters, and because Tarkov's audio is already inconsistent, the filter you choose matters a lot. I want to be very clear here. This is not a scientific ranking. Other people have tested hearing distance and sound behavior far more thoroughly than I ever could, especially playing solo. What I'm doing here is taking what I learned from them testing and combining it what actually works for me in real raids. That also means preference matters a lot. Your hearing, your volume, your headphones, your map knowledge, and your playstyle all affect what headsets feel best for you. So think of this as a starting point, not a rulebook. Why do I value sound so much? Since earbuds were added to the game, running no headset is almost never an option for me anymore. Sound is too important and broken. You are willingly giving up extra information by not using a headset. Even bad audio is still information. A headset helps you separate what matters from what doesn't. Especially in PvE, where AI can behave very predictably. Having earlier and clearer audio cues often gives you plenty of extra time to plan how the situation plays out. For my playstyle, the Comtac 6 is still the best overall option. Not because it's perfect, but because it gives me the most usable information. It has a very strong range perception, and it suppresses ambient noise better than most other headsets. Footsteps tend to stand out more clearly and more consistently combined with my real-life headphones. That makes it much easier for me to build a mental picture of what's happening around me, even when the game itself doesn't cooperate. If I'm running a standard helmet setup, my go-to is the Comtac 6 with a ULAG and a Death Shadow mask. It used to be even stronger with the CQCM mask, but since the mask got nerfed, it's no longer the clear best choice it once was. If I'm going heavy, things change. With something like the Tagilla mask or an Alton, I used to run no headset. But with the addition of earbuds, they are now my go-to choice. Not because their sound picture is better in absolute terms, but because the helmet already limits and reshapes my sound that I care about that tiny bit of extra range they give. Recently, the Sense Pro Flex earbuds were added, and unlike the first earbuds, they actually give additional range. That's a big deal. You get more usable information without fighting the helmet's audio profile. In those cases, the Pro Flex simply outperform the older earbuds across the board. So for heavy helmet setups, this is currently my default. With Frostbite in the game, you need warm clothing to protect against it. That effectively means running a beanie in most raids. When you combine the beanie with a Tagilla mask, you're naturally pushed away from traditional headsets. And that again increases the value of earbuds, especially the Pro Flex. Earbuds give me enough amplification to catch important cues without fighting the helmet's audio profile. The playstyle matters. If you play very differently from me, your optimal setup might be completely different as well. Some players prefer flatter sound, some like sharper highs, some even choose specific headsets per map. There are edge cases where running no headset at all might make sense for a specific playstyle. But for most players, especially beginners, that's not where I would start. This setup reflects how I play the game. If you want to play a similar style, this is a solid baseline. Tarkov sound is messy, inconsistent and often frustrating, but headsets still matter a lot. You don't need to min-max this. Pick a solid baseline, learn how it sounds and build your experience from there. For me, that baseline is the Comtac 6. It's not the only way to play, but it's the one that works for me. If you only want one takeaway from this video, it should be don't run without sound. You're giving up too much information for no real reason. Thank you all for watching, I appreciate it a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Bye bye.